Imagine a stone tower taller than a modern 15-story building, built more than 1,000 years ago without cranes, without steel, without modern machines, standing on the banks of the Kaveri River, so precise and so massive that even today engineers pause before explaining it. This is Brihadisvara Temple, the Big Temple, the Southern Meru, a message carved not in words but in granite. In the year 1003 CE, Emperor Rajaraja Chola I began something no South Indian ruler had ever dared to attempt. He did not build a palace or a fortress. He built eternity, naming this temple Rajarajeshwaram, the Lord of Rajaraja, not out of arrogance, but strategy, because kings fade, scrolls decay, but stone remembers. Tanjavur, at the heart of the Kaveri Delta, fertile, wealthy, and stable, was not chosen by chance. Water meant food, food meant power, and power meant time. Time to build wonders. The Cholas did not separate devotion from governance. They merged them, and the temple spread across nearly 13 acres, a city within walls, at whose center rose the vimana, over 216 feet tall, larger than any temple tower before it. Here lies the first mystery. At noon, this massive tower appears to cast no shadow, not by coincidence, but by calculation, architecture guided by astronomy and geometry. At the very top sits a single granite block weighing nearly 80 tons, placed there in an age with no cranes, no engines, and no shortcuts. Historians believe a 6-kilometer earthen ramp was built, and with logs, ropes, elephants, and thousands of hands, physics replaced miracles, and when the stone reached the top, it was crowned with gold, the unmistakable Chola signature. Step inside and you enter the Garbhagriha, the womb chamber, where only priests may go further. Inside stands one of the largest Shiva lingas in India, nearly 29 feet tall and carved from a single stone. Shiva not as a figure, but as pure presence, while the surrounding walls speak without words through carvings of fire, time, creation, and destruction, philosophy frozen in stone. Higher up, in the corridors of the tower, the walls hold 81 carved dance Karanas taken directly from the Natya Shastra, and through them the temple has preserved Bharatanatyam for 1,000 years, turning stone into memory and movement into something immortal. This temple, however, was never silent. It employed over 600 people, priests, musicians, dancers, accountants, cooks, and many more, who were paid not in coins but in land. The temple fed monks, pilgrims, and travelers every day, a spiritual institution that ran with the efficiency of a corporation. Hidden for centuries behind soot and smoke lay another secret: Chola frescoes, painted over 1,000 years ago using natural pigments on wet limestone, depicting gods but also people, teachers, dancers, royal assemblies, revealing everyday life and correcting earlier misunderstandings of history once they were uncovered and restored. Time was not kind to the temple. Invasions came, art was damaged, walls were breached, yet the core survived. Later dynasties repaired rather than replaced, and even colonial powers hesitated to destroy it, because some structures anchor civilizations themselves. In 2010, the temple turned 1,000 years old. 1,000 dancers performed Bharatanatyam in its courtyard. Coins were minted, stamps were released, and a temple built in 1010 CE continued to shape modern identity, earning its title as a great living temple. Brihadisvara is not just the past, it is a lesson. Here, Science and spirituality were never enemies. Art and administration coexisted, and greatness was built slowly, carefully, one stone at a time. The temple does not demand belief. It simply stands, watching empires rise and empires fall, and as long as it stands, Rajaraja Chola still speaks, not in words, but in stone.